prepping you for game day. Delivered by Uber Eats with Mike Keith.
The Mike Keith Show continues, delivered by Uber Eats. This segment of the program is sponsored by the official bank of the Vols. That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle, small bank hustle. First Horizon. This is Jarrett Guarantano, Vol quarterback from 2016 through 2020, becoming wildly famous and wildly popular on your YouTube channel now.
Yep, it just started brand new. Super excited about this whole new chapter and whole new journey in my life, and completely grateful that Vol Nation has been so accepting and with everything that I've been doing.
All right, so tell people, if they subscribe to your YouTube channel, what are they going to see?
Brand new thing, right? So I wanted to kind of be a mediator between the fan and the football player. So I've been basically judging football games, going over the tape, talking about different things, analyzing what our offense is doing against these certain teams after these games. So I've been trying to, in football terms, basically shorten it up for fans to understand what our Tennessee offense is doing, possibly what our quarterback is thinking about during these certain plays, and also what a play caller might be also thinking on the certain down and distance.
That's a real niche that hasn't been there.
Right.
Yeah, so you know that, which is why you did it. I'm sorry.
And that's why
pointing out the obvious.
It's super exciting for me because when I was playing, of course, I didn't feel like there was this type of thing going on. So after football kind of started slowing up, right, some of the NFL stuff started slowing up, I was trying to figure out what's the best way that I can kind of get into this media thing. And I'm looking at the Knoxville kind of area, and I said, you know what, this is going to be the first. So I'm going to attack it and sit there and say, you know what, let's go watch tape. Let's go pretend like we are fans of the game, fans of the team, talk about the different things, the different intricacies of what goes into football and what could possibly be going on every single play or even before the game. So it's been a whirlwind, right? It's been absolutely awesome. It's keeping me involved with Knoxville. It's keeping me involved with the University of Tennessee, and I absolutely love it.
All right, so let's back up just a second. Let's go through your pro football time. You had some time in the NFL. And then you played XFL?
XFL, UFL.
Okay.
So right after the draft happened, I got signed with the Arizona Cardinals. Probably some of the best times of my life. I got the opportunity to be with Kyler Murray and Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy was the greatest teacher, greatest big brother that anybody could absolutely have. I learned so much football from him. Of course, I felt a little annoying, right? Because I'm like the little guy. He's 40 years old, played a long time. And he just said, you know, whatever questions you have, you can follow me around every single day. I'll teach you everything that I know. And I said, dude, I cannot repay you for this. So it was an absolute amazing time. I got the chance to be coached by Cliff Kingsbury as well. A lot of really good guys in that room that taught me a lot of good things. And then, okay, so we went through the preseason. I played really good football, probably some of the best I've ever played. Wind up staying with them a little bit longer, and then I get signed to the Denver Broncos. So I'm with the Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson, Coach Hackett, a lot of really good guys. The offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks, Coach Kubiak, is there right now. Coach Gary Kubiak, his son, Clint's awesome. So I was able to be there, signed a 2-year deal at the end of the year. I thought everything was going to be really good, had some stability. Unfortunately, that staff had got fired, so it was a whole new thing with me going into that offseason. But the NFL was such a journey. It was so awesome being able to be around such really good offensive minds and learning that type of stuff. And I feel like at the end of the day, I went through all of the stuff that I did with all those coordinators and all those different types of offenses so that I can provide for the fans, provide my knowledge to other people that might be wondering.
All right. You did something that I think was courageous, though, when you made the decision to go into this media, and that is to re-engage the Tennessee fans. Because we know with how this transfer world works, generally you are considered to be from the last place you went to school. You went to Washington State, and people certainly didn't forget that you played in over 40 games here. You started over 30 games here. You threw for over 6,000 yards, but you finished somewhere else. And yet you said, I want to be back in this family. This is who I am. I gave my blood, sweat, and tears to be part of this. And not sort of knowing how they would respond, and they've responded beautifully.
Right, and it was such a different time for me, right? I had decided to go to Washington State. I think it was for the better for both sides. I think for Tennessee as well as me. I think I needed to kind of get away. I think they needed to get away from me a little bit. But nothing that's ever changed or wavered for me is I always bled orange. And orange was always in my heart. And even coming back here for the second time in this many years, it just makes me come to tears because it's something that I've always loved. So when I was thinking about going into this media thing, there wasn't really any question, right? Like I just knew that Tennessee was my home. And I thought that if I was able just to engage and sit there and say you know what, I'm coming to you guys as the same kid that committed to you guys however many years ago, and that love is still there. And they've just been so accepting of it. I cannot thank them enough for what they have done for me, accepting me. I've always felt like I was a VFL because of all the things that I went through, injuries, blood, sweat, and tears, all the trials and tribulations, all that stuff. I always felt like it in my heart. I just wanted to make sure that they understood how much I really loved and cared about them as well.
And they certainly opened their hearts.
Oh, absolutely. They have been so welcoming. And even today, just our little walk, we did a 5-minute walk over here. It's just so many high fives and hugs and stops and pictures. It's just like, there's a reason that I came to this school, right? And as soon as I step foot back in Tennessee, it just crosses my mind, and I just feel like that 16-year-old kid again, right back for the first time. It doesn't surprise me why I did, and the amazing fans just make it so much easier for that.
All right, so let's back up a little bit more even. Bergen Catholic to come here to play for Butch Jones, who coached your dad at Rutgers, right?
Right.
Okay. So you come here, you redshirt, and then in 17, you eventually become the guy who's the quarterback at Tennessee. Butch Jones is let go.
Right.
Did you consider leaving after that?
My journey was such a weird and different journey, right? So even before all of that, I was deciding what college I wanted to go to. It was Ohio State. It was Oklahoma. I was here. I loved Alabama at the time too. I loved the thought of it because they were winning. Oklahoma, I was super close with Coach Heupel at that time. He was the offensive coordinator, and we had a great relationship. Unfortunately, at that time, it was the end of Bob Stoops' era, so we didn't really know what was going to go on there, and I was that close from playing for Coach Heupel because that was really the main edge that they had over a lot of people, right? So it was crazy. And so that winded up just kind of disengaging because Coach Stoops didn't know his next step. And then it was Ohio State towards the tail end. Alabama had a bunch of quarterbacks at that time. It was Ohio State in here. And I just felt like I knew that this was home for me. So I fast forward, right? We go through the redshirt year, a lot of great memories from that, learning from Josh Dobbs, learning from a bunch of the older guys, Reeves Mabe and Cam Sutton. They had such legends on that team. So then my first year starting, it was ups and downs, right? We lost a lot of one-possession games, which were really tough, right? Like you can't even make it up, some of the things that happened at the end of the game. That record could have been significantly different, 4 games, right? You flip-flop those 4 games into wins, who knows what happens. But at that time, then we decide that Coach Butch Jones is going to be let go. A lot of frenzy in the locker room, right? We don't know what to do. What's different than this time than then was practically because we didn't have the transfer rule, right? So if you transferred, you would have to sit a numerous amount of games or whatever it was. So it wasn't like a lot of guys were transferring it at that time. So at that time, I didn't feel like it was the best thing for me personally, but I also felt like at that time, this university needed a quarterback. So I didn't think that it was the right thing for me to let go and just go off to the sunset because I just always felt that love and compassion with this place that I didn't really view myself going anywhere else as soon as I got here. I just felt like this was the spot for me. And then we went along the journey with all different offensive coordinators. We got Coach Pruitt signed to over here. So it was just a little bit of a different spot for me, ups and downs wise. But my decision, I'm happy that I stayed. I would not change anything that I did for anything in the world.
Interesting. Because, you saw some tough stuff. 18 wasn't easy. 19 kind of got it going, won the bowl game, and everybody's thinking this is going to happen. And then the COVID thing hits in 20. There was a lot of feeling that Tennessee maybe thought we were not going to play. Yeah. And there were several schools that there was a thought we were not going to play in 2020. Did you feel like we were going to play as a conference, as a university? Where were you and kind of what all went on with that?
That was such a tough year, right? We talked about 2018. We had a lot of really great moments. We had some unfortunate things happen. I was banged up a lot that year. A lot of stuff going on. Then 2019, we didn't start off too hot. A lot of things going on that year as well, but we were able to kind of turn it around. And then 2020, we had no idea going in, right? We knew that we had a young team, right? We had a lot of young players on that team. We knew that we got sent home from spring ball, so that kind of got eliminated, right? And this happened with everybody. So at that point, it's just like everybody's kind of playing at that same edge. Some schools had different things going on where they were able to practice, some weren't. Us, unfortunately, we went away for the all spring ball, went away for a majority of all the summertime, and then we had the protocols, we had these things. That was such a weird year in time, right? Whether it was guys going contact tracing, whether it was guys having COVID, you had to play with a lot of depth. Unfortunately, I felt like we didn't have that depth, and we were very young at that point. And then we went and we started the year off really well. I think we were 2-0 or 3-0. We went to Georgia, winning at halftime. And unfortunately, that second half, they whooped our butts. And just from that standpoint right then and there, I don't know what had transpired. I think it was a lot of COVID stuff. Unfortunately, we weren't able to win much more games after that. It was kind of similar to, I would say, like the Penn State this year with losing to Oregon at their place. I feel like that was such a detrimental loss for them that the team kind of just started to spiral. That's how I view my time in 2020, just with all that stuff as well. But we didn't think we were going to play. We were happy that we absolutely had the chance to, of course, because we love the game and we love our university. So that was a plus for us. It was just very tough dealing with all that stuff and also playing football at that time.
You're 27 next week. I mean, you're still very, very young. You've seen and been through a lot of stuff. What would nearly 27-year-old Jarrett Guarantano tell 16-year-old, nearly 17-year-old Jarrett Guarantano? What would you say to him about what's to come and what you're going to go through and what you're going to learn?
I think, I don't think I know, 16-year-old Jarrett had every single plan written down, knew exactly how it was going to unfold, knew exactly what college, where he was going to play, who he was going to beat, where he was going to get drafted, right? It was just scripted. Like, I knew it, right? It was just, this was destined. And I kind of let everything else, the outside factors, just dictate who I was as a person, right? And unfortunately, when you are that big-time quarterback recruit, you're that big-time quarterback, you're viewed in the eyes of lenses of different people a certain way. That kind of gets to you and you kind of lose your own self. You lose your own way. So if I could go back, I would just tell him to take a deep breath, continue to be yourself, worry about the things that are in-house more so than things that are out-house. So control the controllables, basically. And listen, just live each moment like it's meant to be lived, right? So I always felt like I was looking forward, and I thought that was what made me great at that time too, right? I was always working for something. I was always working to be that high recruit. I was always working to be that Tennessee starting quarterback. I was working to be whatever it was, PFF, Player of the Week, PFF, you know what I mean? Third team all. I was working for that. Always, like in my back of my mind, that's what I was. But I lost track of who I was internally and who I was as a person. I wanted to continue to develop as that football player, but I let those outside factors change me. So I would just say just to continue, just to be yourself, rely on God, and just breathe. Like things will come to you that need to come to you, and whatever doesn't. I just tried to force that, I feel like, at a young age. And as an older guy looking at that, I want to facepalm myself so many times because I'm like, oh, what was I? I was just such a dumb kid, but that's
I have a picture of the two of us. They were nice enough to ask me to come do the signing day show in 2017. And I have a picture of us doing an interview, and it's nearly 9 years old. And I love this picture so much. And the thing that I always liked is I loved you represented my university. After that experience that I had with you, I was with you. So don't be too hard on yourself for being younger, because you were and still are a really good guy. But at the same time, it seems like there's an incredible value you've gotten out of this that most people who are nearly 27 don't have. And so when you see these guys who want to transfer after 1 year and who want to run, say, this is just not working, so I'm going to leave now. Do you just want to shake them a little bit?
I'd say that adversity was the best thing that I've ever faced. Like being able to sit there and go through everything that I went through. I don't know if I would be sitting here with you right now. I don't know if I would be the person that I am right now. I don't know if I would be the brother, best friend, cousin, father, whatever it was. Like, I don't know if I would be that. And I'm so thankful for all those opportunities, even if they were bad. I'm so thankful because it allowed me to look myself in the mirror and become that person that I am today. Without those things happening, I wouldn't be. And of course, everybody's like, I always get the questions, right? How do you think you would do in Coach Heupel's offense? How would you do?
Great.
I dream about it. I daydream about it.
You and Heath Schuler both say the same thing. Oh, let us play in this offense.
Oh, I mess with my parents all the time. Like, you couldn't have me like 3-4 years later, like, you know. But I look back and everything that happened for such a reason. And I'm so happy that Coach Heupel's here right now because these guys deserve it. And my ex-teammates that I was with that actually stayed through that process and stayed here, they deserved it. I love seeing the smiles on their faces and them winning the big games. That meant more to me than me winning them. So I just feel like God does things for a certain reason. And I think that the reason for me staying was just more valuable than at that time for me right now. You know, so all these things that have happened, it's happened so perfectly. And of course, when they were happening, I didn't understand it. I was like, why is this happening right now? Why me? What is going on? Like, why can't we do this? It all makes so much sense now.
What's next on this journey if if your plans do go as you hope on the media journey, what do you want to see next? What do you want to do next?
All this stuff has happened so fast.
Yeah.
Right. It's so like, it feels like it's almost accelerated. And I tell my parents all the time, like, it's so amazing for me because I could not have thought that this would ever happen like this. But I always had this dream, and beginning of the year, I wrote down kind of a list and a bucket list of things I wanted to get closer to accomplishing. So just being able to call a game or being able to sit there and say, I want to be on SEC Network. I have literally on my phone a picture of the SEC Network just because I want to foreshadow that into happening. I want to be able to talk college football, talk about what quarterbacks are doing super well. So as I continue getting along this journey, I want to get better myself, just like anybody. I want to keep critiquing what I can do better, keep looking at other guys, seeing what they do best in their games. But I want to also get to that standpoint where I feel like I'm at the top of mine. So I'm going to keep working, right? I got to get a lot more reps, but those are the certain things that I envision for myself.
You're always welcome around here. You know that.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So happy for you. This is just such a good next part, not the end of the story, next part of the story for Jarrett Guarantano.
Absolutely not.
Great job.
It's amazing. Thank you so much, brother.
We have more of the show coming up. Stay tuned.